There is a certain art to embracing the absurd, a quality that defines the pure, unadulterated joy of Den of Thieves 2 Pantera. This sequel to the 2018 gritty heist thriller trades in the detailed realism and careful plotting of its predecessor for a reckless dive into over-the-top mayhem. And what a dive it is. By gleefully shedding logic, coherence, and even the faintest shred of plausibility, Pantera emerges as a gloriously unhinged buddy heist extravaganza that demands you surrender to its delirious charm. At the center of this whirlwind is Gerard Butler, reprising his role as the grizzled and morally questionable Big Nick O'Brien. Gone is the pseudo-lawman who once towed the line between order and chaos. This time, Big Nick barrels full throttle into the realm of outright criminality. Butler doesn't just chew the scenery, he devours it whole, then looks for seconds. Channeling the unhinged energy of Al Pacino in The Devil's Advocate, Butler's performance is all gravelly quips, wild-eyed intensity, and a swagger so exaggerated it borders on parody. And yet, this is exactly what works. Butler's Big Nick has become a parody of himself, a larger-than-life antihero who revels in his own madness. Matching Butler's wild antics is O'Shea Jackson Jr. as Donnie Wilson, the quick-witted criminal mastermind with an endlessly charismatic presence. Jackson effortlessly balances humor and charm, grounding the film just enough to make its flights of fancy all the more enjoyable. The chemistry between Butler and Jackson is electric, a combustible mix of mutual admiration, reluctant partnership, and good old-fashioned bromance. Their banter crackles with wit, their dynamic a gleeful push and pull between Butler's gruff bravado and Jackson's smooth-talking confidence. Together, they form the heart of Pantera, a duo so ridiculous and so entertaining that it's impossible not to root for them, no matter how outlandish their antics become. It's clear that Pantera isn't interested in taking itself seriously. The movie leans into the absurd with gusto, delivering set pieces that feel ripped straight from the wildest dreams of action movie enthusiasts. The film's plot, if you can call it that, follows Big Nick and Donnie as they prepare for the heist of a lifetime, stealing a priceless diamond. Because what's a heist movie without a ludicrous MacGuffin? Along the way, alliances are forged, betrayals abound, and the stakes are raised to increasingly ridiculous heights. It's a narrative held together by the thinnest of threads, but that's all part of the fun. The point isn't the story, it's the sheer audacity of the ride. The direction amplifies the chaos, with a visual style that's equal parts glossy and gritty. The action sequences are frenetic and kinetic, with swooping camera angles and rapid-fire editing that make every punch, kick, and explosion feel larger than life. It's a sensory overload in the best possible way, a film that doesn't just demand your attention, but grabs it by the collar and refuses to let go. Yet for all its over-the-top spectacle, Den of Thieves 2 Pantera never loses sight of its primary goal to entertain. This is a film that knows exactly what it is and leans into its own ridiculousness with unapologetic glee. It's a love letter to the kind of action cinema that values fun over logic, a celebration of excess in all its forms. There's something undeniably refreshing about a movie that's unafraid to be silly, a film that invites you to laugh, cheer, and marvel at its sheer audacity. Den of Thieves 2 Pantera isn't just a movie, it's an experience. It's the kind of film that defies conventional criticism, a chaotic whirlwind of action, humor, and over-the-top theatrics that leaves you grinning from ear to ear. Yes, it's absurd. Yes, it's nonsensical. But that's precisely what makes it so much fun. In a cinematic landscape, often dominated by self-serious blockbusters, Pantera is a breath of fresh, neon-tinged air, a film that dares to be ridiculous and succeeds spectacularly. Gordo gives this one a B+.